Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make a storage box for these jumbo oil pastels. These oil pastels by Paul Rubens come in a beautiful box in these little tubes, and there's 12 tubes to a kit, and they just come laying down in the box. And so I took one of the boxes and I threw them all in there, and I was using them so I could kind of tip it like this and access them, but they were going to kind of smush together, and I thought, I'm going to take one of these boxes and make a storage box for them. And I asked folks if they want to see how I did that on Instagram, and they said yes. So let's do it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to take the box that it comes in. So you get 12 sticks in one box, and we are going to cut a slit we're just going to kind of cut halfway through the box here. And I'm going to do it kind of in the middle. So I just want to kind of line it up there. And I'm just going to score halfway through here, like I did on the box that I had been working from. And generally I'd use a metal ruler, but I'm just going to be careful not to cut it. I'm just going to go about halfway through here. Basically, I just want to be able to bend this. Oops, I did cut my plastic a little bit. It's always more friggy when you try to do it on camera. Okay, so this, I can make it kind of bend like that. Then I'm going to take a bit of duct tape and go over this. So I've got this right here. Like that, okay. And actually you could probably see the next step. So let me just fold that over for right now and set this aside. So what was going to go in the box is actually we're going to take these containers and we're going to cut them in half. And so you're going to need a slot for each of your things here. Let me bring over a piece of paper so I can show you that. So if you can see, this is a centering ruler, so there's a 0 in the middle. And so what you do when you want to, I'm going to take one of these that has an easier end here. I'm just going to center this up so I've got this centered on either side. Does that make any sense? Can you tell what I'm doing there? Let me zoom in. I don't even know. Okay, so we got a 0 in the middle, so I'm just going to line this up so I've got equal parts from each end, so it's like 1/4 of an inch from each end. Then I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife, kind of plunge it in at the 0. This doesn't have to be perfect. We'll use the good ends to be the ends that we see so we won't get cut, but this is going to be the part that gets stuck down into the box. And we're just going to cut that out, cut that in half. And I know you're probably cringing, being like, oh my god, Lindsay's going to cut her hands off for this DIY. I have cut a bunch of these. Actually, I had my husband cut some, and I said I need 12 of these. And I meant I needed 12 of these cut in half, so I had 24 slots. And he cut 6 in half, so I had 12 slots. So I cut the rest of these with an X-Acto knife. He used a utility knife, that worked great. So then these are going to be what we use here. So then what you're going to do is bring your box back, and through the power of YouTube, I've actually done that already. I filled this up full of those. Now I'm gonna, hold on. Do I want this to go all the way around? Because basically what we're going to end up with is a little platform like that. So let's get that to where I want it. I'm going to take a fresh piece of tape. Don't worry, I'll use this to like stick old blades to so I can throw them away without anybody getting hurt. This is chaos. This is a chaos tutorial. I do apologize. So now let me just get a piece of duct tape that's just a little bit longer than what I need. Hopefully I have just enough on here. You could use electrical tape. That probably would look better, actually. I just want to make sure that that's not going to break on me. decided if I want to glue this part down or not. I guess I probably could, but I'm gonna leave it there for just like that for now. So I took all these pieces and I just stuck them in. I used as many as would fit. And I don't even really know if I need to glue them down, to be honest, but gluing them down would make it a little bit more secure, and then you don't have to worry about them falling out and then getting cut on any of these sharper plastic edges. So I'm just going to put them cut side down in. Just debating which ones do I want to glue down. Oh shoot, did I glue those together? Huh. Oh, you know what? Probably could do that. Do it. Oh, that's probably a bad idea. Anyway, glue or don't glue them, whatever you want to do. I think doing them one at a time is actually the way to go. Randomly go around, do one at a time. You could probably also just put a bunch of wet glue in the bottom, because then you'd have time to mess around with it and get them figured out. But I figure when I put one in, it's going to kind of get some glue on the surrounding ones, so they'll all end up being glued together. And if you're like, Lindsay, that looks awful, it's so messy. By the time you're storing pastels in here, it's going to be messy. It's going to look awful. What we're going for is function here. And so I ended up just like doing a bunch of these because rather than just doing the amount I need for my pastels, because I figure I can use these for tools as well. I like to use like silicone nail tools and color shapers and stuff with my pastels. So if I can store them all together in here, then, and this can sit on top of my regular pastel drawers where I have my small pastels, my standard size pastels, then all the better, right? So that's my plan anyway. Something I'm not sure about is when you make the slit here, maybe you might even want to go, you could probably make the slit in different places depending on how much of an angle you want. But I don't know. I had two to experiment with. Well, I had one to experiment with and one to do the project with, so I didn't want to get too fancy. I think this is going to work just fine because the friction's keeping most of these in. As long as I have some glued down, that should keep everything from coming out. Which, honestly, unless you're going to be dropping this off your shelf, which hopefully won't happen, but definitely not without the realm of possibility in my studio, I am about due to replace this hot glue gun. I do like it though, it's my favorite because it's got a high and low temp on it. I usually have it on high, but sometimes you need that gentler hot glue. Sometimes I feel like my DIY projects are really sketchy. Just seeing if there's any ones. Now, how many do we have in here? I'm curious. I don't even know how many of these guys I've done. Let's count. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do they all have 6? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, or is it 6 and 5? Am I missing? Can I fit one more in there? Ooh, I think I might have missed out. I think I might be missing one. You know what I mean? I think I could have probably fit one more in there. Is that going to bug me? I don't know. Probably not. Where would the other one go? I feel like I'm missing one. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Now, you also have these leftover pieces here, these rubber stoppers. They're actually silicone. So you could use that for a lot of different things. You could use these for little feet on projects. You could use them for making little, like, gluing things that you don't want to get stuck permanently. Like, hot glue will not stick to that, but if I let that little drop dry, then I've got a little dewdrop, and I can peel it off. Can you see that? I could peel it off and put it on a project. Isn't that cool? Or I could use these for watercolor pans. Like, I could put them down the bottom of an Altoids tin, and I don't know what I'd glue them with, probably double-sided tape. It's, because it's silicone. Silicone doesn't really want to stick. But they can make little watercolor pans, make their own little palette. I don't know. I'm going to save them. I think they'll be handy. And now, the great reveal. Do I want to glue this down? You know what? Might as well. Let's do that. I could use double-sided tape. That would work just as well, but I got the glue gun right here. And it's fun to hot glue things. Glue on that. There we go. Hold that there while I put in my lovely, lovely things. So these will go on like this, and they hopefully will be apart from each other enough that they don't stick to one another. I know some of you are probably like, oh, it'd be so much better if I did it this way or that way. But we're doing it this way. We're doing it the way that I did it, and if you've got a problem, you do it however you want to do it. Ah, good. This, see, what I wanted is happening. I didn't want the ends to be touching and smushing together, which was happening when I just tossed them all into a box. They would kind of, the colors would get cross-contaminated. And I'm hoping that doing it this way will will make these easier to use. Oh goodness. You know what? I'm finding like these little, like the ends kind of, the paper ends want to catch. Huh. I might need to tape up the ends a little bit. They don't want to fit in there. You came out of these. Come on. Yeah, so I might need to do that. I might need to take a little tape and go around the ends, which I kind of don't want to do because I really like how easy it is to tear down the pastels if you need to get more product. And get purple. Oh shoot, I'm missing a blue. So these are really cool. I did a full video on these, a tutorial on how to do a painting with them. And if you're considering buying these, I highly recommend you watch that, because some of these, you know, these do contain cadmium, and I know some people want to avoid that, so I'd recommend watching the video if you're curious about them. All right, and then we got this nice little storage for them. I actually have two extra whites and blacks. I don't know if I want to put them in there or just, I think I probably should leave them in their little containers here, because that way they're going to be fresh. You know, they won't dry out before I get a chance to use them. So I think I'll probably do that. I don't really need the backups out. But then I was thinking I could take these tools here and put them, maybe they should be on the bottom. They actually could even go in between. I have all these little tools. Yeah, it would make sense for those to go on the bottom, I suppose, if I want to put them in here. Actually, I rarely use the hard rubber ones. Those ones are really more for pottery. But those guys, and look at that. And I could set it up like this if I want to, if that's more convenient. This guy, I don't really want him to be lost. Could slide things in there as well. You know what? I think I'm going to rearrange them, but I like this. I think I'm going to end up putting these on the bottom, but I could even leave them standing up like this if I didn't want them sitting down. I guess it doesn't really matter. And another thing I could do is actually use the top of this as a dust cover if I'm really not going to be using them for a while. I could put these around like this if I don't want a slant, and then take this and just put it over top like that to keep the dust off of it. Look at that. So if you bought the 2 sets of the Paul Rubens oil pastels, this could be a good option. Oh, look at this. I missed a color because I was showing how these come. But there you have it. I think that is pretty cool, and I hope that you give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!